No. So at a very high level, trust is a willingness on somebody's part, the trustor, the person who's trusting, a willingness to make themselves vulnerable to another person without 100% assurance that that person will live up to the obligations of any agreement that they have.
Is there a way to measure that so that, your, C-level can look and say, how do we maintain trust or regain trust or grow trust?
So in order to answer that question, I'd like to kind of follow up with an answer to an earlier question you implicitly asked, which is how do we measure trust in the first place? We get some feedback from our customers and we find out that competence is here, benevolence is here, honesty is here. People may not remember that Samsung several years ago had a crisis with their phones when the batteries that they had in their phones were exploding. When it comes to benevolence and honesty, though, that's where you can really suffer as a company. You don't get a software program into a car that automatically changes how the emissions are working when it pulls into an emissions testing facility. Competence, you can have some mistakes, even some big mistakes, and your competence, your customer trust is not going to be completely wiped away, and you can build it back. One thing we know is that people are much more willing to trust a brand or a company that is benevolent, high honest, moderate competence, than they are willing to trust a highly competent company with low benevolence and low honesty. If you have to choose whether you want to be competent or benevolent and honest, it's better to choose the former than the latter.